Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Kaga. Today's video is going to be a little bit of a short one from my time playing World of Tanks recently. Happens to be in the E50, perhaps one of my favorite vehicles in World of Tanks. Today I will demonstrate how you can put both its maneuverability and its great gun to work against the enemy while minimizing the weaknesses in its armor profile. Granted, most people would tell you that the E50 has an incredibly strong armor profile. Some would even argue that if this were in any other nation's tech tree, this thing would be considered a heavy. It's easy to understand why. It's a very massive vehicle, coming in just around the same weight as the Tiger II at Tier 8 in the German, or one of the German heavy tank lines. So as you can see, this is a standard battle fought on the Abbey map, and right now I'm trying to get a good sense of the battlefield, where people are deployed, where they're going to head, because, well, for two reasons. One, so I know where there might be any weaknesses, and two, where they're most likely to encounter resistance, particularly in the enemy's top tier platoon, consisting of a VK4502B, a T55 Alpha, and what looks to be an RU251. These are very capable tanks, and as XVM is reporting, they're driven by very capable people. Some of you on the North American server might recognize some of these clan names as being in the top 10 clans on the North American server. And these are not the purple players amongst their clan list, but they are hardly any pushovers. So, in all likelihood, I'm going to anticipate that at the very least, the medium and heavy tank component of that platoon will find their way into this area here, and the T55A doesn't take long to appear. I steady the aim and look for a shot. This is going to prove to be a mistake, as one, I don't connect, and two, in all likelihood, this guy has reported my position to his allied artillery, and therefore they're going to start zeroing in on my position. So I'm thinking E50, it should be fast enough to get some nice aimed fire on here. Where'd he go? I really should have started moving right now, because there's the M12. Takes out my gunner. I pull back immediately. Put that gunner back in action. Turn around. And get ready for a fight. As it looks like we have, at the very least, a Type 59 and the T-55A coming up around the corner to contest it with us. Our light tank will not last much longer. Looks like our IS-8 put a nice juicy hit into that Type. Managed to get a good tracking shot on the T-55A. He puts it back, his tracks back in action with a repair kit. I see that VK up there find a shot in the side panel of his tank, in the chassis of his tank rather. These guys are not letting up, and this is one of the strengths of the E50. Because of that very strong, well-sloped frontal armor, the narrow silhouette of the turret, and that very well-shaped mantlet with a quick aiming gun, very accurate gun, good penetrating gun, you can sit back and start controlling the engagements around areas like this, and even against hardened targets like the VK4502P, which most people lament trying to have to take on from the front. The E50 really doesn't worry about it too much so long as you start aiming for the weak spots, most notably in the cupola, especially as the enemy tries to round corners on his or her right, and as you can see, I'm not firing my APCR ammunition, and we still managed to take out that VK from the front. It's a good kill. Now, sensing the advantage, I come up here, deliver some of the good news to this type. Oh, it's not the type, it's the T-55A. Realizing that I was going to eat a shot, I moved forward to take it to put him down. I was very quick to look at the mini-map, a good skill for everyone, to recognize that our flank was being pushed by the two Type 59s on the enemy team. Rather than go into a tail chase, I'm going to take the high road, and you're going to see that I'm going to, in this great moment of inspiration, screw it up by trying to take the long way around the boulder, and then realizing I needed to take the short way. Oh, what was I thinking in this moment? Let one of them get away scot-free. The higher health one I would like to have done something with. It looks like that shot just got eaten by his tracks. Try to make some amends, put it right square in the engine. The Allied heavy tank finishes him off. And then I see that IS-6 coming up to deal with our WZ-111. Realizing that he is on low health, I decide to make my way back to assist him, just in case he is not successful in his fight. And there we go, he's been taken out, and this IS-6 does not have enough time to refortify his position. Come in, put in a good shot right through what appears to be the vicinity near the driver's hatch. Coming up again, using these wrecks and the gun barrels to mask my tank, and with the assistance of Allied artillery tracking him out in the open, we put down that IS-6 and then move up. I see our friendly IS-8 is engaged in the center of the map at the actual monastery, and I'm looking for shots on the T-54 at first, because I consider him a more priority target than the Type 59, and he's also showing me the side of his tank. Less of an opportunity to screw up that shot. And then I see an opportunity target in the form of the RU-251 from enemy platoon number 2. Put in a good shot into his ass. Take a shot in return from the Type 59. Angle my tank so I can side scrape around the corner there, but it looks like he's shooting down and possibly using APCR to penetrate that shot. I did not check to see where he got the penetration. It could have been on the front of the turret and the flat areas on either side of the gun mantlet. Alternatively, if he's firing APCR, he probably could have just outright penetrated the front plate from that angle. So I'm moving back to defend our artillery, trying to again use this high position here to gain an advantage on the RU-251. I then see that he is too fast for me to actually get a good shot from here. So, well, I now see that he is too fast to get that shot off. So, again, I make a little bit of a noobish mistake, swinging a little too far wide, and then having to spend extra time coming down this slope. But, hindsight's perfect, right? So right now, I'm not going to waste the engine power trying to fight up the slope. I'm going to instead try to come around here, and as he's trying to poke that ridge line to get shots at our artillery, he should not be in a good position to deal with this strike from the rear. But as we see, he is perceptive and is going straight for the throat right now of the low health artillery he's probably been harassing for a few seconds, but our M40/M43 puts him down before we're needed. Now it is a T-54 and the Type 59 that we were engaging earlier at the center of the map. Now I'm anticipating that the T-54 that we can see on the map is being supported from the center of the map in the monastery where we last had vision on the Type 59. So I am going to head into the center of the map to compromise that position and to help relieve the T-95 in some way. But as the T-95 takes out the T-54 and I get up to here, I don't immediately see the type in a position where he could have been putting support fire in and still maintaining his stealth. He's not there. So not wasting any time right here, I immediately turn back around outside of the center of this map, or outside of the monastery, and make a beeline for the cap. The Type 59 only has one destination. He has got to reset that cap and keep doing it and eventually kill that T-95 if he wants to win. So the best option I have is to go full speed ahead, go right into the fray, try to angle my tank to give the best chances possible. We bounce one, we bounce his return shot. We come in there, he's not anticipating our reload that quickly, we bounce another one off the hull. We're continuing to angle that armor against him, and the friendly T-95 knocks him out. And that's a good day's work in the E50. And I think this really does demonstrate that the E50 is, well, it's a surgeon. It has the precision of a scalpel when it needs to, and it can club someone over the head when it has to. So, as you can see, it did fairly well in here. We managed to connect 83.33% of our shots for 4,246 damage, 3 kills, and just a lick under 1,100 base experience, finishing top of the charts in both categories. I think that engagement with the VK4502B illustrates that even if I was in like an E75 or an IS8 or even my WZ120, would have been a more difficult fight, and we probably would not have been able to stay alive for the entire match and perhaps could have even lost this as a result. And as you can see, we did do our amount of traveling over the course of our 10-minute battle, which really does point to one of the strengths of the E50, and that is it's one of the most accurate mobile snipers of Tier 9, and really unlocking that potential in the E50 is something everyone should strive towards. Now we're once again at that point in the video where we have to bid farewell for a little while. I'd like to thank you for having stuck with me to this point. As I promised, this was a short video. I really hope that this illustrated some of the strengths of the E50, some of the base mechanics of World of Tanks, and that overall this was an enjoyable watch. My next video is going to be more about World of Warships. Please look forward to it. If this content or other content on the channel interests you, please consider subscribing. Thank you. Good day.